Hi, Dodong.
Hi babes, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Ito, really good week kasi kakabalik lang natin from Easter break, no?
Easter long weekend.
Easter long weekend.
How was your guys' week? It was snowing here. It's still Merry Christmas here in Calgary. Hopefully the weather gets better.
Mukhang okay naman yung weather, pero yun lang kasi, minsan pag mainit, lalabas ka naka-short o kaya naka-normal lang na ano, tapos sa hapon, medyo malamig, kaya ang dami nagkakasakit actually, may mga sakit na mga clients dito pag pupunta, kakahawa-hawa na. Pero ganun talaga, that's the panahon of ano.
It's springtime.
Springtime.
It's officially springtime here, pero the weather is Merry Christmas.
Ano bang ginawa natin noong long weekend? Kwentuhan mo natin sila.
We ate. We ate and ate and ate.
Kain lang naman talagang pwedeng gawin dito eh.
Yeah, di ba we had like the croissant. We went to Canmore.
Yes.
We went to Canmore like a random trip. Yun.
Yeah.
Yun lang.
Yan. So ginawa ko noon, in the morning, naglaro muna ako ng pickleball.
Yeah, if you guys didn't know, this guy here is the pambansang atleta.
Hindi naman. It's just nice kasi
He's so like obsessed with pickleball lately.
hindi naman obsessed.
Yes, you are.
Pero super obsessed. Kasi napakadali, especially for big boys like me, no? Ang dali lang. Kaysa naman mag-basketball ako, hindi nga ako makatakbo eh.
You fell off your bike. You know, we haven't what's this? Ano ang tawag sa ginagawa natin? We haven't podcasted in a month.
Hindi naman in a month. Few weeks lang.
Parang 1 month na yun.
No, may 2 weeks na tayo na break.
No, I think it's been more than 2 weeks.
Yeah, kasi yun nga,
Kasi nagkasakit ako.
That's
Remember?
right.
Nagkasakit ako ng medyo was a bad one.
kasakit. Tapos sinubukan ko na mag-start mag-bike.
Yeah.
Yun, may konting injury.
Nahulog siya sa bike tapos namaga yung knee niya. So, nagkasakit naman siya.
Yeah.
But now, we're back!
Yeah. Kamusta kayo dyan, guys? Ano ba ginawa niyo nung long
Thank you so much
weekend?
for watching our episodes.
Yeah.
The views on the episodes are really good. So, meaning you guys are watching and hopefully you're getting information that you need from us.
Yeah, kung hindi nyo man mapanood to sa video, syempre, meron tayo dyan sa Facebook, sa YouTube, o kaya minsan...
We're officially on Spotify now.
Spotify.
So it's Dodong and Friends podcast on Spotify. And then you have your YouTube channel, diba? It's
Yeah.
also there. It's on yung Instagram putol ata yung na-upload sa Instagram.
I think so,
Not
yes.
the whole episode. And then, of course, on Facebook, which is yung main avenue ni Dodong
Yeah.
sa mga kanyang followers and viewers and clients.
Nakakatawa kasi may mga new clients ngayon na minimension nila, uy, napakinggan namin kayo sa podcast, sa Spotify.
That's
May mga natututunan din naman sila. So, maraming salamat guys. Shoutout sa mga nag-text o kaya mga nagsabi sa amin na, uy, good thing you guys are back. Naks. Dinagdagan ko lang.
Okay, well, for this week, what are we gonna talk about?
Siyempre, yung suggestion mo, yung padala culture.
Yeah. So, padala culture means, alam nyo na yun, yung nagiging parang breadwinner ka ng family, you migrate somewhere, not necessarily to Canada, and then sometimes you become the retirement plan of your parents. Sometimes, ikaw na yung nagpapaaral sa mga siblings mo, not just your siblings, minsan yung pinsan mo pa, yung pamangkin mo sa kapatid mo, yung ganon. So, when does it become done out of love, and when does it become a responsibility na burdensome na doon sa gumagawa?
Or when does it become na parang abuso na?
Or abusive na, yun
Yeah.
nga. Yun nga, parang burden ka na. Kasi, this is not just, it's not just cultural sa Pilipino. Kasi, also, I've done some yung parang a few asking from Google and ChatGPT. Apparently, yung remittances sa Philippines is 10% ng GDP ng Pilipinas.
Wow.
So it's also economical. So parang
Yeah.
it's so deeply ingrained sa bansa ng Philippines na gano'n na siya kalaki, part na siya ng GDP ng bansa.
Yeah. Kaya,
So-
kaya nga sinasabi nila, yung mga nag-iibang bansa are the new heroes.
Parang
Yeah.
'di ba, isa na sa commodity yung mga tao. Parang ganon. Yun yung export ng Philippines. Isa sa pinakamalaking export ng Philippines are its people.
Kasi nga, mga talented and skillful tayo.
And in all fairness, hindi from our perspective here dito sa Canada kasi dito kami naka-base, Filipinos are actually parang well respected and well accepted. 'Di ba? Let's not naman na merong mga races sometimes na parang hindi siya ganon ka-accepted, though racism should not exist in 2026 but it still does, and nafe-feel natin yun na there's certain colors na parang they'd much rather a Filipino take that role. 'Di ba? And they're happier when they see like a Filipino take that role in a workplace, ganyan, or whatever it is. So, hindi siya yung Filipino now, hindi na siya yung parang, nakakahiyang Filipino. No. Kasi they actually really like our personalities, our work ethics, ganyan. So, yun.
Good. Hindi, nakikinig lang ako, guys. Katulad nyo, I'm a good listener.
Well, okay. So, yun na, nabigyan na natin ng context yung topic. So, when is it done out of love, no? When do you think? Kasi ikaw marami kang clients, di ba, na naka-encounter na nagiging sila, parang breadwinner sila ng family, di ba?
Oh, yeah.
Do they often do it voluntarily?
Well, syempre, sa perspective ng mga temporary foreign workers dito, syempre, unang goal is makalabas ng bansa kasi nga mas malaki yung kita. Now, once na dumating dito, syempre, pag nag-start na sila magtrabaho, kaya tayo, no, it feels good to send money back in the Philippines para sa mga family members, sa mga expenses nila doon. Okay? Pero, syempre, we also have to factor in dito sa situation dito sa Canada. Kasi, una, napakamahal ng renta dito. Okay? Tapos yun nga, mga expenses, mga bills, no? Mga phone, internet mo, right? Minsan nga, nakaka-amaze, no? Na out of, for example, let's say yung wage natin is $18 an hour, right?
Yeah.
I wonder paano nila napapagkasya kasi dito, not only that, no, kasi when you get paid $18 an hour,
May tax pa yun.
may taxes pa yun, may mga kaltas pa yun, right? Tapos kung paano ba talaga, alam mo na, I always wonder that sa mga clients. Pero hindi ko tinatanong ha. Pero syempre, pag nag-uusap na, minsan alam mo yun.
Nagkaroon ka na ba ng client na naglabas sa'yo ng hinaing nila na nahihirapan sila kasi kailangan pa nila magpadala.
Of course.
And kailangan nilang ipagkasyahin dito.
Yes.
Tapos, syempre ikaw meron ka pang professional fee.
Oh yeah. Dumarating talaga sa usapan. So for example, after yun nga mag-usap, consultation, the big question is how much, di ba? So doon mo malalaman na kung paano mo i-approach yung gano'n na situation. And I always tell our clients, no, na, and I think this is one of our asset na company natin, na although meron tayong standard pricing, depende sa situation ng clients, and we're flexible. So doon nila malalaman, doon nila masasabi na, oh sir, ano ba, pwede ba nating installment to? Pwede ba nating bawasan? So tinitingnan ko yun. Tapos doon mo ma-realize na, nga no, not everybody, for example, not everybody has extra $500 kagad.
Yeah.
Pero syempre,
We've been in that position, Dong. Like, I remember
Yeah.
not even long time ago
Oh,
na
yeah.
500 is such like a big amount to
Oh, yeah.
produce.
yes.
Diba? I
Sobra.
remember, Are we gonna tell this? No,
I mean,
we
may mga times naman na not only yung mga temporary workers dito are facing those problems. Kahit kami din, mga PR, mga
Yeah.
Canadian citizens.
And
Yeah.
we're not even minimum wagers.
Yeah.
'Di ba parang a few years ago, we don't even earn minimum wage. And pero with all of the expenses and everything, we can't, like, I can honestly say that it was hard to produce an extra $500 a month
Yes.
out of nowhere. So like that's so understandable with our
Yeah.
kababayan.
So, yun no, pag nakipag-usap tayo. So, ang dami naming factor na tinitingnan. Not only the options for kung ano man yung pathways or mga options na kailangan gawin. And I think that is talagang yung asset ng company natin na we're very flexible, so easy to talk to. Tapos doon mo ma-realize na, no, paano kaya? Pero at the same time kasi, we have our expenses din sa company.
Yeah, like the business expense too. We also have our employees
Yeah.
na syempre umaasa rin sa atin, 'di ba?
That's right, yeah.
On their daily.
Yeah.
So we have to sustain that as well.
Pero going back doon sa, alam mo na, once na dumating na sila dito, it makes them feel good, that's for sure. Kasi yun yung goal makapagtrabaho dito, makapagpadala sa Pilipinas, right? Ang question dyan minsan is, nare-realize din ba sa kabilang side na kung paano yung pinagdadaanan dito ng mga, alam mo na, mga workers or even students.
Kasi I know this is a taboo topic na parati na tong pinapalabas sa mga movies sa Philippines na akala ng mga tao sa Philippines, yun ang mga nagpapabili, ganyan-ganyan. Pero hindi mo pa rin maalis yun sa isip ng mga tao sa Pilipinas na pag nag-abroad na, medyo nakaluwag-luwag na agad. 'Di ba? Darating naman siguro talaga sa point na makakaluwag-luwag ka, syempre makaka-adapt ka na sa standard of living dito or you'll get a better job. Pero not siguro right away.
That's
Lalo
right.
na sa mga naghahanap pa ng pathway nila to PR.
Yeah.
Yun. So, but then sometimes too, Dong, the culture of pagpapadala is also done out of utang na loob.
Okay, yes.
Kasi that's also a topic too na parang yun nga, yung parang ginagawa nilang retirement plan yung mga anak. What do you think about that? Is that okay?
I mean,
Kasi it's good to care for your parents, 'di ba? It's good to give back. Syempre kasi pinalaki tayo, ganyan, and they sacrificed a lot, I'm sure, for us. But at the same time, there's an argument na we didn't even choose to be born.
Yeah.
You gave birth to us, so that's kind of your responsibility. So lalo na ngayon yung mga Gen Z, they can often think that way na parang but ganon, it's not fair also. So how do we set healthy boundaries sa ganon? Kasi as children, I believe na it's our responsibility to support our parents.
yeah, kasi, yeah.
Like, as they get elderly. But how do you set boundaries in that?
Yeah.
How does it become unhealthy and when does it become unhealthy and when is it healthy?
Yeah, I mean, syempre, not only for the parents, for example, kahit sa mga kapatid, alam mo yun, sa mga relatives, no? Syempre, andun na yun nga, yung goal nila, yung dream nila na makapag-support sa family. Pero what if, for example, talagang gipit na gipit ka dito, tapos wala kami padala, tapos dyan napapasok na siguro magagalit yung kabila doon na, ba't wala kang pinadala ngayon? Kulang to. Right? Wala kang utang na loob, ganyan-ganyan.
Yun nga diba?
Mag-start
When
na.
does it become an utang na loob?
Yeah.
So,
I really wonder, guys, no, if you have some stories to share, please comment down below kasi iba-iba yung my experiences natin, and we wanna know.
we wanna explore that topic.
How do you feel ba na syempre, ang hirap ng buhay dito sa Canada, no? So, super hirap. May
Huwag
binabayaran
naman sabihing super hirap.
Hindi naman pala super hirap. I mean, nilalagay ko lang yung self ko. For example nga, kung TFWs ka dito. Kasi aside from that, babes, alam ko na some of our TFWs nanghiram pa ng pera.
Yun nga
Nanghiram pa ng
inutang
pera.
pa nila yung iba pa parang naano pa na scam pa ng
Na-scam
mga
pa, oo.
kung ano-ano sa Philippines, yung mga ganyan. Yeah.
It's so hard to answer hanggang saan yung boundary, hanggang paano yun eh. Pero one thing na siguro kung nasa sitwasyon tayo ng ganun, syempre kung meron ka, good. Magpagpadala kasi maybe talagang kailangan or that's your responsibility, no? Titingnan rin natin, katulad niyan, what if padala na nga ng padala, tapos alam mo yung parang super asa na lang sa'yo
Yeah.
na, uy, eto, kailangan naman ng pera, kailangan ng ganyan, na minsan, you can't even say no kasi kailangan talaga eh. Pero kung parating ganun, how do you say no?
I think it's just you just have to you just have to explain yourself to them kasi as long as you're saying it with all honesty na talagang ganito yung sitwasyon ko, ito lang talaga yung kaya ko.
Yeah.
Kung hindi nila ma-take yun on their end, then I think it's their issue to deal with. I know it's easier said than done, pero like you all gotta live. You all have to kind of survive. You all have
Yeah.
your own struggles. So,
Yeah.
'di ba?
Kaya nga super touchy topic to. Na alam mo, this is really good sa mga nakikinig dito.
Oo.
Alam ko na dadaanan nyo to ngayon na not all the time naman may extra kayo dito.
Oo.
Most of our clients right now na nakakausap ko, they're living paycheck to paycheck talaga. If they don't work today or tomorrow, kulang yung
Alam
budget
mo,
nila.
speaking of that, meron nga ako nakitang vlog I forgot who they
Yeah.
Basta parang based sila sa Toronto and then they were saying na this is the reason why we just decided to go back home sa Philippines.
Oh.
I think they came here, ganun nga, parang hindi sila PR and
Yeah.
they're still navigating their way to PR.
Yeah.
And their final decision is they're just gonna go back home kasi parang, yun nga kasi paycheck to paycheck sila dito and they're sacrificing so much of their lives
Yeah.
na malungkot na nga dito, wala pa silang pera, hindi pa nila siguro ma-experience yung buhay na gusto nila, hindi sila makakain sa mga restaurants na gusto nila, hindi sila makapunta sa mga places na gusto nila. So, ultimately, they just decided to go home.
Oh,
So,
ano?
yun.
Grabe, kasi kung hindi mo na talaga matake yung stress dito, plus yung stress din sa Pilipinas,
Oo, parang,
there's no point, no?
yeah, it's a lot of mental pag natalo ka na kasi mentally, feeling ko, you're finding all the ways to, all the reasons to parang, oo nga, uwi na lang ako, ganyan.
Ang hirap talaga ng mga pinagdaanan dito ng mga temporary foreign workers, mga students, and even mga PR citizen
Yeah, hindi naman lahat ng PR and citizen dito
are living a good,
are they're okay, they're living a good life pero hindi rin sila yung what's this?
may extra right
Oo.
away. Yeah.
What's the term for that? Tong yung disposable income.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's yung iba, syempre kasi since hindi naman, the main difference here I find kasi hindi katulad sa Philippines na kunwari sa isang bahay, para siyang ancestral home. Nandun na
Yeah.
yung uncle mo, nandun lahat. Big chunk of the money goes, dito kasi big chunk of your money goes to your rent or mortgage.
Yeah.
So, everyone needs to work. Kahit matanda ka na, you often find people, they still need to pay for their housing.
That's right.
So, parang yun yung comfortable ka, pero at the same time, you need to be responsible pa rin sa sarili mo. Parang ganun.
Yung plus points lang talaga dito, yung healthcare.
Free healthcare and of
Yeah.
course, the system, medyo not
Free
medyo.
education sa mga kids.
Organized talaga dito. There's
Yeah.
pros and cons nga to everything. And, people still go here, of course, and we can see the reason why. Pero, it's not all like flowers and rainbows, you know?
And that is part of our consultation no, sa mga clients talaga. Yun nga, sometimes pag nag-share na sila ng story, mafe-feel mo talaga maybe, you know what, maybe it's good to make a decision na just to go back home na lang kasi nasa stress ka talaga dito. Katulad nito, no? May mga clients ngayon na who are pregnant. Ngayon, ang nangyayari,
Pregnant.
Pregnant kasi marami sila. So, they're pregnant. So, pregnant. O, sige, isang tao. Pag marami, pregnant.
No.
Okay.
There's no plural.
So, yun nangyari. Kung hindi sila kung hindi ma-extend yung mga permits nila or hindi sila makatawid for PR, pag nag-expire na kasi yung permit mo or hindi ka nabigyan ng extension, for example, you have to cover the medical.
The medical expense.
Oh.
Pero there's also that argument na if you already know that's a given na hindi ka pa PR eh. That you're still a temporary person dito sa Canada.
Yeah.
Maybe you should have controlled that part, di ba? Para to keep yourself safe. It's a choice that they made.
Yeah.
And it's a choice it's a blessing that was given to them, of course. But
Yeah.
at the same time, it's a choice that they made.
Yeah.
So they will aware na there's a possibility na by the time na makanganak siya, hindi pa rin siya PR.
Yun nga eh.
So just just know that.
Yeah.
Know that and be prepared for it.
Yeah.
Kung willing kayo talaga i-risk yun, then... But, the good part is yung anak mo, Canadian naman siya.
Yun na nga.
Diba? Your kid
So,
is automatically Canadian. So I guess, maybe to some people, that's worth the 10,000 that they're going to
Yeah.
pay
Delivery.
sa delivery. Maybe, for me, I believe it is.
Yun na nga. So,
Diba?
yung case nga doon, okay, you're a temporary foreign worker, tapos yung sweldo mo hindi enough. Tapos here comes a blessing, thank you. Pero at the same time, here comes our immigration, unpredictable. And then malaman mo na potentially, posibleng hindi ka ma-extend or hindi ma-approve yung pinaplano sa yung LMIA. That leaves you in a position where, should I stay here and then
Go
take the
just-
risk
yeah.
na hintayin yung work permit na baka ma-approve or maybe I make a decision now to go.
I wonder what happens if anyone's watching na kunwari, ganun yung sitwasyon nyo, tapos naka talaga, pero wala ka talagang pambayad. I wonder what Alberta Healthcare will do.
Ito yung there's one news from, I think Saskatchewan or Manitoba,
Yeah.
na manganganak na siya, tapos they've submitted an application, tapos in order for her to have healthcare, dapat may pakita yung na-extend yung permit niya.
Okay.
So, ang tagal lumabas ng work permit extension letter. So, that means hindi ma-consider ng province na to give her healthcare. So, nilaban nila yun. Tapos, they also contacted their MP. Wala pa rin na nagawa. Hanggang sa nilabas nila sa news
Oo.
na ito yung problema namin ngayon. Hindi ko na alam kung ano nangyari no. Kasi,
Yun nga, like, okay, sige, magpapa-news ka and everything, but I'm pretty sure not everyone that's going through this is willing magpa-news or wants to be on news. So, what if yung regular ka lang na, like, so what happens if any one of you had experienced that? Anong nangyari? Like, paano nga kung nanganak ka na tas wala ka talagang pambayad? Anong gagawin nila sa'yo? Diba?
Hindi ko alam. So,
That's so interesting.
One example, hindi man siya sa panganak. One of our friend, okay, kakilala. Bumisita yung mama niya dito. And then, dito na stroke after couple days.
Okay, yeah.
Yung bill nila, umabot ng almost $1 million.
Dollars.
Okay. Siyempre, may insurance yung mom, pero magkakano lang naman yung insurance. So, I think 50,000 yung coverage. Pero, dahil nga na-ICU for couple months or 3 months, nagballoon sa bill. So, ang ginawa nung sa Edmonton to, they still take care of the patient. Tapos may mga documents lang to sign. Hindi ko na alam kung ano. Tapos after lahat-lahat na, naging okay na yung nanay,
They still had to pay the bill.
so lumabas yung bill, 998,000.
The family still had to pay the
The,
bill.
the family has to still, kailangan pa rin magbayad.
Yeah.
Yun. Pero,
Okay, that's the case if there's a family member. What if you're a temporary foreign worker and you don't have any family here? Tapos kunwari nabuntis ka lang ng boyfriend mo na na-meet mo rin sa ka-work mo rin sa, I don't know, sa fast food na pinagtatrabahuan mo. Tapos kunwari napauwi pa yung boyfriend mo, ikaw na lang talaga mag-isa dito, tapos mahanganak ka na. What happens?
Yeah.
Like, hindi ka naman syempre itataboy ng Canadian hospital, di ba? Panganganakin
they will still help you.
So I wonder
Yeah.
what people do, no?
Hindi ko lang
Pagka ganun.
alam paano yung magiging arrangement nun. Kasi dun sa kliyente mismo na to nangyari, syempre nagulat sila no, na 1 million yung bill. Paano mo masosolve yan na
Yeah, like, I understand that part dong kasi that happened to our family too. Di ba? Yung tita ko kasi was here, this was like, I don't know, more than 15 years ago, long time ago. And visitor's visa lang siya. Dito siya inabutan ng heart attack. And
Yeah.
then he was in the ICU for, I don't know, almost a month, I think. I can't remember. Tapos her bill too was like, it went up to like hundreds of thousands. So since tita ko siya, kapatid siya ng tatay ko, tatay had to answer to that bill.
yeah.
Yeah, and at that time, I remember I like hear tatay say na parang gusto nilang manghingi ng parang compassion or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Pero he wasn't approved of it because at that time, he was a high income earner. So he really just had to pay. He
Yun na nga
didn't have
eh.
any choice.
At least yun, may sumalon na family member, no?
Pero yun nga, paano pag mag-isa ka tayo, pag lonely Canadian ka, nabuntis ka, diba? That's so hard.
Hindi
Buntis
ko-
ka na nga, tapos i-stressin mo pa yung sarili mo.
Hindi ko alam kasi, you know what, kung may mga kilala kayong ganun, paki-comment dito, no? Or maybe they can shed a light.
Or like share your story. Kasi mali mo merong buntis na nai-stress rin siya. Parang paano na, ano na.
O kaya,
Like-
yeah, yung mga walang status pero na-aksidente.
Yun, yung ganun.
Paano yun, guys? Paano? Hindi ko alam kasi
Pwede ka bang lumapit sa Consulate General?
syempre,
Probably, no?
lahat ng mga avenues to ask for help,
Do it.
do it. Kasi syempre,
There's
lapit ka sa
probably
consulate.
like, yung ano yan, yung GoFundMe.
Yun, nakikita ko yung GoFundMe. Especially pag, alam mo na, pag namatay dito,
Or
tapos
if
papadala.
you
sa
have a
Pilipinas.
church community,
Yun,
yun,
oo.
pwede kang mangingi ng help sa church, ganyan.
Kaya nga, kaya nga grabe, going back dun sa mga tao dito, na mga foreign worker, or mga talagang challenging talaga.
Or alam mo, let's natin sa foreign worker. What if citizen ka na? Citizen ka na and matagal ka na dito sa Canada pero tuloy pa rin yung pagpapadala mo and it becomes na nga sa'yo, parang mabigat na sa loob mo.
Yeah.
Kasi parang iniisip mo, nag-start ako magpadala, yung kapatid ko nasa college pa lang.
Yes.
Tapos ngayon may asawa na, may anak na. Hanggang ngayon, nagpapadala pa rin ako. Ang binubuhay ko na ngayon, yung mga pamangkin ko. Like, when does it end?
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure na kahit man na ang sarap sa pakiramdam na tumulong, pero titingnan mo rin kasi
Kasi ikaw rin, di ba, you gotta cover
Yeah.
yourself here. Hindi ka rin naman pabata. Like, you
Yeah.
gotta, parang, alam mo yun.
tapos pag hindi ka nakapagpadala, para ang sama-sama mo kasi may pera.
So, what's a healthy way to approach that, Dong?
I think
If you were put in that situation, how would you approach it?
well, actually,
Para hindi ka ma-burn out, hindi ka ganun.
So ako, sa akin naman may mga nanghingi talaga, mga relatives, ganyan. Okay, it really depends on your personality, no? Kung talagang generous ka. Pero minsan, sakto-sakto ka lang din. So iisipin mo na pag pinadala ko ba to, okay, may matitira ba sa akin? Pangalawa, paano pag hindi ko pinadala to? Ano yung gravity na magiging consequence pag di ko pinagbigyan? Pero I think the best way to approach it is talagang you just have to be honest, no? Kung meron, kung super importante, okay, go ahead. Kung emergency man yan, o let's say pang tuition, whatever. Kung emergency. Pero kung nababalitaan mo, na kunyari, napupunta lang sa iba, o kunyari,
And also, kayo namang mga pinapadalhan, syempre appreciate naman, 'di ba? The money doesn't grow on trees here.
Yeah.
It's really out of hard work.
Yeah.
You know, yung ibang mga kababayan natin dito, nagko-commute pa sila kahit minus 30 degrees na
Yeah.
para lang, alam mo, makapasok sa work.
padala,
ganun.
yeah.
Yung-
Kaya, ang hirap sagutin, really depends sa situation.
You know, for me, I would, again, depending as a personality, but my personality would be, I would sit them down and have a conversation of the budget. You know, I will be very honest with them that, okay, I understand the situation of our family. Of course, I need to help. Ito na yung chance, kaya makakapag-abroad ako kasi this is my chance to be able to support us, to get us out of this situation. So yes, I'll be willing to help, but these are the boundaries and the rules.
Yeah.
Parang siguro bago ka pa lumipad papuntang Canada, siguro, hopefully, bago ka lumipad ng Canada, alam mo na yung sweldo mo. If alam mo na yung sweldo mo. So, you will lay it down to them na ito yung expenses ko dito, or pagdating mo dito, na-realize mo na ganito pala yung expenses. Ito expenses ko dito, ganito yung kailangan ko para mabuhay dito. This is the only budget I can provide for you. You gotta make it work.
Okay, pag sobra doon, edi good. No?
Yeah, pag sobra doon, good. Pero you know, hindi rin kasi ako uunlad sa ibang bansa kung lahat na lang ng extra ko ipapadala ko sa inyo.
You know what, I think that's a really, really good suggestion. Na
Diba?
once na pumunta kayo ng Canada or ibang bansa, once na na-approve yun, tapos alam mo na yung kikitain, tapos may idea ka for expenses,
Yeah.
syempre expect yun ng family members, whether you like it or not.
Have that hard
Magpapadala.
conversation with your family or like whoever you're supporting na, you know, susuportahan ko kayo, but at the same time, you also need to learn how to support yourself and don't expect for this to be a lifetime thing. Yung-
Yeah.
It's hard to say. It's hard to say. Kasi, syempre, mahirap rin yung buhay sa Philippines. Mahirap rin magkapaganap ng trabaho. And all
Yeah.
of that, there's so many other factors. But, at least, just have that conversation para clear kayo moving forward na walang samaan ng loob na sumama yung magulang mo kasi ganito lang yung pinadala mo, or ikaw naman ang sama na ng loob mo kasi pinapadala mo na lang lahat. So parang clear kayo na ito lang i-expect ko kasi ito lang talaga yung sweldo ng anak ko. Tapos ikaw naman, ito lang ipapadala ko kasi ito lang talaga yung kaya ko.
Yeah.
So, yun.
Kumaga, andyan na tayo sa sharing of blessing. Kasi pag nag-share ka, nabe-bless ka rin.
Yeah, of
Okay?
course.
Pero at the same time, sabi nga ni Lord, you need to be a good shepherd sa binibigay niya. No? So, you know what guys, kung may ma-comment ka dyan, may ma-share kayo.
And
ng
charity
situation.
begins at home. Like,
Yeah.
I really do believe that charity begins at home. Kung if you were to just boastfully give to other people and then your own family mo naman is struggling, then what's the point in that? But yun lang, bawal lang talaga tayong mag-cross ng line sa pagiging abusive na and sa pagiging burnt out ka na.
Well, sa mga family members dyan outside, I'm sure you're grateful and thankful sa mga kapamilya nyo dito, no, na who are able to give or share kung ano meron sa kanila. You know, minsan, kamustahin nyo.
Oo. Tsaka
Tanungin
yung
nyo kung how
tanggalin
are
na
they.
siguro natin sa kultura ng Filipino yung, di ba nagiging meme na dong yung pag kinamusta ka, mamasamain mo na agad kasi parang uutangan ka na.
Yeah.
Tapos pag hindi ka naman kinamusta, hindi naman ako kinakamusta dito, kakamustahin lang ako.
Totoo.
Magka.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, just be na lang, parang welcoming of each other's ways of
Yeah.
expressing your love, your interest, ganyan. So, yun.
yeah.
I don't get me wrong, dong. Ako, nagkaroon rin ako ng ganong face na parang pag may nagbe-message sa akin, lalo na nung COVID, parang
Yeah.
hindi naman ako, for like 10 years, hindi naman ako kinamusta nito. Tapos ngayon, biglang mag-message, which no doubt, talagang asking for help. But COVID was a different time.
COVID was
so
different time,
that
yeah.
was
Pero syempre kasi, COVID, alam mo yan, dumating tayo sa challenges eh, di ba?
Yeah.
So, kumbaga, kung meron, no, di sige, game. Pero pag wala talaga, just be honest, no, na wala talaga eh. Kung meron naman, ano. Pero meron din minsan kasi na pagbigyan
You know
mo
what's so magical about
Yeah.
times like that, Dong?
Yeah.
When you have so little to give already, and then you start, you actually give. Kunwari, parang $10 na lang yung pera mo, pero may nanghingi. Pero, tas binigay mo yung $5, it multiplies.
That's right. Yeah.
It actually does.
Kasi, syempre, I feel like na, and I truly believe, tinitingnan yan, Lord, yung puso mo eh.
Yeah, if you're not able to handle more, then why would I give you more?
Yeah.
If you become so selfish at this time of need,
Yeah.
then parang it's a test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tsaka syempre kasi, malay mo, nagdasal yung tao na yon, tapos biglang binulungan siya, may Holy Spirit na, okay, tawagan mo to, text mo tong taong to, makakatulong sa'yo.
Yeah.
Right? Tsaka syempre, ikaw naman nagpapadala, may wisdom ka din, no? Na baka mamaya, ginagastos lang to kung saan. Alam mo na, pinasasabo. Diba? So, you really have to have that, kailangan mo na maging observant, no? Tsaka, maybe, sure, magpadala tayo. Maybe what we can do as well is talk to them. Ano bang pwede nating simulan na small business dyan, sari-sari store man yan. At least kita pa, no, meron kang...
You know, Dong,
Yeah.
but there's also that argument that you can't want something for someone if they don't actually
That's right.
want it, diba?
Pero,
You can open up the idea
Yeah.
to them, pero it's hard to impose kasi maraming ganyang kwento na parang binuksan ko yun ng babuyan, binuksan ko yan ng sari-sari store, tapos wala naman nangyari, ganyan.
Yeah.
Kasi it's hard to really, I don't know, it's such a sensitive topic, diba?
it is hard. Pero at least, somehow...
nagplant ka ng seed.
Yeah,
I
you
understand
have
that,
to.
yeah.
Yeah, you're not imposing, but you're suggesting. So ano yun, habang buhay na lang na ganun. Diba? So may mga ganun na, alam mo na at least sinubukan nyo pag nag-workout, edi good.
Yeah.
Kung hindi,
Kasi what
Yeah.
if along the way na-realize niya na oo nga, no, parang I actually enjoyed doing this, napalago niya, diba?
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
so yan, well, I think yun yung parang pinaka gusto nating isuggest ngayon. Especially tough times dito sa
Yeah,
Canada.
it's tough. It's tough times
Tough Avenue.
everywhere. Sa Philippines, the diesel price I heard is like exponential,
man,
like
grabe.
times 2, almost
Grabe.
times 3 na.
Kaya yung mga work from home, good job guys. Good for you kasi you don't have to
Yeah.
travel.
You know, I always say, of course, COVID is not a good time for our planet everywhere here. Pero one of the good things that came out of COVID is work from home.
Yeah.
Like, even with the industry I am in, I never would have thought in a million years that I could do the job that I do in the office at home. And there like now I also do it overseas. Like when I travel, I get to do my work overseas, but I didn't even think that was possible ever. Like ever. It never crossed my mind.
Grabe.
Yeah.
So, yung matitipid mo, no? Katulad no, may isa tayong kakilala na if you are working in the office, no? Magkayayaan ng Starbucks.
Yun nga.
Oh
Kasi
my God.
mamamasahe ka. So, of course, hassle not only sa money, it's the time and energy
time, yes.
that you lose, lalo na sa Philippines. And then, yun pa nga, pag uupa ka pa. Kasi syempre,
Yes.
pagkagaling ka sa province or somewhere further from Manila and you're based in Manila, you don't want to spend too much time in traffic. So you're gonna rent some like room or like, minsan nga yung iba bed space lang eh.
Yeah.
'Di ba? Parang I hear stories na sa isang one-bedroom condo sa Philippines, 8 sila doon. As in, siksikan. Kasi nga,
Oo.
parang tutulugan mo lang naman. Parang ganun yung logic ng mga
Grabe rin
tao.
yung situation, no? Yeah.
And then, yun nga, pag nasa office ka, pag nagkayaan ng Starbucks, syempre ayaw mo na mong, ay, jahe. So, sasama ka, makikisama ka dyan. So, gastos na naman yun.
Yeah. Or lunch.
Or
Ganun.
lunch, ganyan.
Tapos, syempre, dahil pumapasok ka, syempre you have to look good.
You have to look good. So, syempre,
grabe,
shopping
daming
ka pa
ano.
dyan, makeup ka rin dyan, pa-hair color ka rin dyan, pa-nails, pa-ganyan.
Yeah.
Ay,
Grabe sa mga, not only dyan sa Philippines na naapektuhan.
Alam mo,
kayo.
hindi lang pala yung pagpapadala dong yung dito Meron din yung mga nasa Manila na nagpapadala sa province nila, di ba?
Yeah, oo.
Yeah. Mm-mm. Yung locally na padala culture, it also applies to you guys. Kasi, ang laki rin ng parang, nasa Maynila na siya, mas malaki na yung sweldo niya. Which is true. But at the same time, mas malaki rin kasi yung expense niya.
May narinig nga ako na isang podcast, no? Na sana yung rate sa Manila would be the same rate yung trabaho or
Sa
yung
province.
sa province. Kasi yung argument nila, yung lata ng corned beef, magkaiba ba ng price
Oh yeah, I didn't
sa
think of that.
probinsya at sa Manila? Tapos sabi ko, nga no, pero bakit na mababa yung rate pag sa probinsya? So isang suggestion ng isang podcast doon, I think ano yun kila tayo ni Montana, Kada Kwento Podcast. Check nyo yun, guys. Pinag-uusapan nila, no? Kaya yung Manila is somehow crowded kasi mga taga-probinsya nag-work ka dun sa big cities. Makes sense kasi mas malaki yung pera. Pero, kung doon naman sa probinsya, sana magkaroon ng opportunity na, alam mo na, magkaroon ng more business, more investment to create jobs. Sure, nangyayari na ngayon. Pero yung rate sa Manila at sa, alam mo na, sa maliliit na probinsya, magkaiba talaga.
Kakaiba, yeah.
So sabi nyo, delata ba? Magkaiba yung presyo dito, tsaka doon. Halos the same lang naman eh. So, hindi mo talaga masisisi na yung iba, they go outside from the province to big city or from the Philippines, nag-iibang bansa talaga kasi mas malaki.
I mean, hindi lang naman siguro yan. I don't think it's concentrated or ano yung word for that. I don't think it's unique to the Philippines. I think it's everywhere in the world na
Yeah.
people go to the cities to get more opportunities.
Yeah.
It's just the way life is. And it's not just opportunities dong. It's, we believe in this, yung the people that you surround yourself with. You can network with more people when you're in a city, which will give you more opportunities,
There you go.
which will open your mind to better things. Yung
That's
parang ma-realize mo na, pwede pala yun.
That's right. Oo.
Kesa yung nandun ka sa province na siguro yung kausap mo lang, yung kababata mo from when you were 2 years old, tas yun lang yung routine nyo araw-araw. Parang hindi ka ba na
Yung exposure mo.
na-expose sa ibang mga bagay. So, there's
good
also
point.
that na just by moving, kaya nga traveling is so empowering, di ba?
That's right.
Kasi you get to meet other people, you get to talk to them, hear their stories, see na parang posible pala to. Kasi even us, we live in a first world country, we're from Canada, and then when we travel, we're still amazed na parang, pwede pala yun. Na parang,
Yeah.
wala yun sa amin ganyan. So,
Yun yung maganda pag nag-travel ka or you move to another country, it gives you that
fresh perspective,
fresh perspective.
in life.
Yeah.
Na,
Kaya travel, guys. So actually, marami tayong na-interview ngayon kasi we're looking for executive assistant. Ang dami nag-submit. Thank you very much. Yung iba nakapag-book na, yung iba medyo hindi pa nakapag-book for interview.
yung mga nag-no-show, guys, show up kayo sa interview.
Oo, may mga no-show tayo. Sayang naman.
Sayang naman yung
oras.
time yan.
So, tinatanong ko sila, what do you do for fun?
They all want to travel.
Travel talaga. Sabi ko, that's really good.
Yeah.
Minsan ko tinatanong ko, ano yung nafe-feel nyo pag travel? Ano nakikita nyo? So, yun nga. May mga new ideas.
Recharge sila.
Recharge kayo. Just the fact alone na pumunta ka ng airport, paalis ka ba lang, ang sarap na ng pakiramdam eh. Diba? yun yung merong isa nagsabi na, pag burnt out siya, they travel as a family. Pagbalik niya sa work, talagang super energized siya.
And traveling doesn't mean na kailangan mo talagang pumunta ng ibang bansa. Like, traveling is just like getting out of the city. Like,
Yeah.
going to like, somewhere outside of where you're usually, yung ecosystem mo, lumabas ka doon. Yun, traveling na yun.
Yes, kaya, it's fun. So, siguro, ang masasabi ko dito, kasi halos patapos tayo, and then I have some questions na kailangan kong sagutin. You know what, sometimes, for me, it's really
Case-to-case basis.
Case-to-case basis, pero it's nice to give. Kasi it makes you feel good. Kumbaga, alam ko, yan yung sa mga bucket list nyo na mairaos sa kahirapan or makapagpadala. Minsan ganun din ako, no? Pero siguro, kung hindi talaga kaya, just be honest with them na alanganin ako ngayon. I'm pretty sure they'll understand. Yung goal nyo naman na you're here is to really provide for your family. At the same time, na maging maayos yung buhay mo para sa'yo, para sa pamilya mo. Pero may mga limitations na talaga. Kaya sa mga nag-a-ask naman, nanghihingi, kung hindi kayo mapagbigyan, i-understand nyo rin yung case nila dito, yung sitwasyon. Like what I said, no, mahirap din sa ibang bansa. Yung expenses dito sobrang laki. Yun. Kung meron, hindi good. Kung wala, sorry, wala tayo ngayon. Pero it doesn't mean na wala na talaga, right? At the end of the day, kaya tayo binibless dito sa ibang bansa kasi nga, may mga nangailangan sa atin. Yan. I mean, that's for me. Ikaw ba? Ano bang last words mo dyan?
Last words agad. Meron pa akong next podcast eh.
May next podcast ka ba?
Hindi. No, for me, just have a healthy conversation. Just be transparent and just early on pa lang set a healthy boundary na walang maaagrabyado. Lahat win-win situation for all.
That's right.
Kasi pag umangat naman yung isa, damay naman lahat eh.
Yeah.
Pero you just have to let that person really get to his or her fullest capacity. Not fullest capacity. Yun. Pero kung yun nga, marirestrict siya dahil sa pera, kunwari gusto niya mag-upgrade, mag-aral,
Yeah.
parang kunwari, say for example, nurse siya. Pagdating niya dito, hindi muna siya nurse. Dito kasi guys, hindi lahat ng magpupunta dito nurse agad. Mag-upgrade ka pa, which will cost you money. Siyempre, siguro pag nag-aral sila, mababawasan yung hours nila sa work.
That's
so,
right.
mababawasan yung sweldo nila. So, paano niya yun magagawa kung lahat na lang ng pera niya, ipapadala niya sa inyo, or hindi siya makapag-lessen ng time niya sa work kasi nga, kailangan niya magpadala. So, yun. Parang mag-ano lang kayo ng happy medium. It's, again, this is easier said than done kasi what if kailangan mo talaga magpadala kasi may sakit yung mommy mo.
There you go.
Diba?
Case-to-case basis
so,
talaga.
case-to-case talaga siya pero just understanding each other's situation. Ganyan. And, alam mo, may naisip ako kanina doon habang nagsasalita ka. Meron ako kasi nakitang meme na parang nag-message sa friend niya. I'm sure nakikita niyo to sa social media. Nag-message sa friend niya, nangutang siya ng 1,000. Hindi siya pinautang. Parang ang dahilan niya, may pang-travel ka, wala kang pang-utang sa akin na 1,000. Yung ganon, parang...
Walang pambayad or wala kang 1,000 extra.
Oo, parang... Ang argument naman ng mga tao doon, na pilosopo rin sumagot, bakit kasama ka ba sa budget ko? Kasama ba yung 1,000 sa budget ko?
Yeah.
So parang kasalanan ko pa ba na I'm enjoying the finer things in life and I can't provide for you? So parang there's so many arguments to this, di ba? Masaya sana itong pag-usapan but there's also that. Naisip ko lang siya bigla.
Ganun. No nga. Wala ka naman sa budget ko tapos pag di kita pinansin, ang sama-sama
O
ako na.
parang bakit ang sama ako na agad na porket nakabili ako nito, na i-post ko kasi I'm super happy na I was finally able to afford this thing that I want, di ba?
yeah.
Tapos, syempre ikaw naman dito, parang may extra siya, pwede ko siya hinga ng help.
Ang hirap din pala mag-post sa social media kasi, uy!
Oh, that's a good topic for next time.
Yeah.
You know, I actually wanna
Maybe
tackle
we can
this.
invite some friends na, makakilala natin.
Na parang when is it healthy to post, ganyan, di ba? Everything
Yeah.
now is on social media.
Yeah.
We post everything. Everyone now is a semi-influencer in their own right. So, yun, that's a good topic. That's a topic for another podcast. But we're gonna end this podcast here. Our topic. Dodong's gonna answer some questions again from
the
some of our
clients.
clients
Yeah.
para in case
Yeah.
marinig mo yung tanong mo, this is a question straight from Dodong.
So, again, sa lahat ng mga dito ngayon or not even in Canada, lahat ng mga OFWs, lahat ng mga, alam mo na, mga PRs, mga citizens, we know that you're going through something. Lahat naman tayo may pinagdadaanan. So, saludo sa mga able to help. No? So, good job kayo guys. Para continuous lang yung blessing. At the same time, pag dyan naman kayo sa Pilipinas or kung sa mga bansa, try to understand lang kung ano may yung sitwasyon nila dito. Okay, anyways. So, meron akong ilang questions dito. Some of them from the clients, from the messenger, some of them are from the social media post, no? Yung tanong dito ni Articulate Dear 6657, okay, sabi niya, hello experts, pinost niya to sa isang page. Can you please advise, if possible, for Canada PR, is it necessary to have show proof of funds only in Canada or can we show it in our bank account in home country as well? Thank you for your inputs and support. So siguro tinatanong niya dito, for example, if you're applying for a pathway that needs show money or proof of funds, pwede bang sa Canada dito, yung papakita, or combination na pwede rin sa home country? And the answer is, you can always show yung extra proof of funds from your country as long as you have an immediate access. Ibig sabihin, kung kailangan mo siya, right away, makukuha mo, no? Pangalawa, kailangan mo rin tingnan na pag binottom line mo yung Canadian money mo at saka yung Philippine money mo, make sure you consider the exchange rate. Okay? So para pag sinow mo yung proof of funds na yon, considering the exchange rate, tapos yung funds mo is a combination of Canadian funds tapos Philippine funds, for example, ma-meet mo yung bottom line na requirement for that pathway. So, combination pwede. Okay? Next question.
Next question.
Sabi dito ni Coldest Winter 202 sa isang post din, no? Sabi niya, hello po. Does Walmart Department Manager role part of eligible tier for SOWP extension? And does it have PR pathway? Thanks sa tutugon. So, yung unang question dito, kung manager siya sa Walmart, babes, pwede niya bang mas sponsoran yung asawa niya for extension? Yes. Alam to ng mga kliyente namin, we always talk about that January 21 policy. January 21, 2025 policy, which means if you are within tier 0 or 1 or selected 2 or 3, pwede mong ma-extend or ma-sponsoran si spouse. Dati, may policy na basta tier 0, 1, 2, 3, if you're working full-time here, then you can get your family members. May mga cases na 4 and 5, tier 4 and 5 na na-approve, no? Pero yung rule doon, kung Walmart Department Manager, the fact alone na nasa managerial position ka, and that is tier 0, or maybe 1, then you can sponsor your spouse. Tapos yung next question na doon, kung eligible ba siya for APR pathway? So, unang sagot dyan is yung Canadian experience class. Kasi being in a managerial role, tier 0, 1, 2, 3, or 0 ka. So, kung naka 1 year ka na dyan, then you could be eligible for express entry under Canadian Experience Class. So, towards PR pathway. So, yun yung masasabi ko sa'yo. So, pwede. Okay? So, last question na to
Oh,
from
last question.
for one of our clients, no? So, sabi niya, "Hello, Sir Dodong. I applied for PR and received AOR, Acknowledgement of Receipt. I am looking to apply for Bridging Open Work Permit now together with my wife. I have taken care of the document list that IRCC gave on GCKey after questionnaire." So, ibig sabihin, nakapag-create na sila ng GCKey, baka IRCC portal to. So, tinatanong niya, ano pa yung mga documents na kailangan niyang i-prepare para ma-sponsoran niya si spouse. So, andyan na yung passport, okay, good, digital photo, okay, marriage certificate, IMM forms, work permit niyang wife niya, work permit niya, mga trabaho niya. Pero, you just have to be very careful here, guys. Kasi, sure, even if you have your AOR, that gives you an opportunity to apply for Bridging Open Work Permit for yourself. Ang question, paano naman sa spousal open work permit? Extension ni wife. Katulad nung sinabi ko kanina sa January 21 policy, January 21, 2025 policy, you have to make sure na yung current work mo, right, should fall under that category. Kasi yun pa rin yung magiging basis for you to sponsor your wife. Mapa-Bridging Open Work Permit ka man towards spousal open work permit extension. It's very tricky, guys, and that is why, doing proper research is important, or even book a consultation with your consultants para lang na ma-discuss nyo. You rather wanna have that peace of mind na, okay, pwede pala, or what can I do? Clarity. Rather than mag-assume, no? So,
Making mistakes.
Yeah.
Kasi mas mahirap ayusin kesa gawin mo na lang ng tama from the start.
that's right. Fixing a problem is so hard and very expensive. Yan. So yun, thank you very much for listening to our podcast. I think this is our episode.
I don't actually know anymore. Parang 7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, medyo marami-rami na tayong
Yeah, go back to the previous episodes, guys, kasi yeah, it's very informative, lalo na yung last na publish is about French learning. Is it a good pathway to becoming PR? Yun. It's a really good one. And then yung sa divorce naman, kung paano nag-work yung divorce dito sa Canada, and how does it translate sa divorce sa Philippines, yun.
Yeah.
So, hopefully we can give you more parang knowledgeable guests in
Yeah.
our future episodes.
I just wanna add dun pala sa French, no, na kung nakapag-French ka, tapos sure na bigyan ng points yung mga profiles nyo ngayon sa Express Entry or kung sa provincial nominee man yan. So, syempre, kung hindi ka makatawid towards permanent residency, for example, by having French, merong Francophone. That gives you flexibility na kung kailangan mo man mag-apply for LMIA, mas more flexible ngayon sa employer to apply for LMIA exempt. And dahil French speaker ka na with your English results, you could qualify under that program. So, sa lahat ng mga nag-take ng French, sure, gives you plus points sa mga profile, pero at the same time, it can give you flexibility later on pagka kailangan mo nang i-apply for or extend yung work permit mo. So, yan.
There you
Yan.
go.
I think nakaka 1 hour na tayo.
Okay, so
Na-miss mo ba mag-podcast?
yeah.
Nakaka-miss, guys. So, maraming salamat for all the support.
Yeah, thanks for listening, guys.
Yan.
Bye.
See ya.